What's going on, everybody? We back again. We talking about the beauty of being healed. All right. There's a process that goes on when you get healed. Right. There's stages, in other words. And how do you know if you're making progression through your healing journey? I believe it's fair to say that everybody coming in to this information, if you're a true victim, a real victim of narcissism or narcissistic abuse, or you've dealt with any cluster B type of individual, and you find yourself just coming into the information, a lot of it's just overwhelming. I've heard it through years of doing this, that including myself. When you first get in, you're binge watching every and everything. You're trying to collect and gather as much as possible when you hear about this. It's almost like an obsession with it. You just consuming and consuming and consuming as much information as possible so that you can get some type of reference point of what it is exactly that you were dealing with, right? This is the making sense out of it phase. This is you making sense out of all the madness. Anybody in this initial stage, of course, you're still confused. You're still trying to reason and rationalize everything that went down with you and everything that happened with you. And so at this process, you're still angry, right? You're still heartbroken. You still feel depleted. And I try to tell many people this, include my clients, that phase, it's necessary to go through. I mean, there's just things you're not going to avoid after these dealings with narcissists. You're going to go through that. It has to complete the phase of going from being hurt to healed. Right? But there's things to look for, in your healing process. I would say the next phase is once a person begins, because think about it, your whole energy and vibration has been knocked off from a healthy vibration and a healthy state of being from dealing with a narcissist. So it has tanked you. It's emptied your tank. And in order to rebuild that back up, and as it rebuilds back up with positive, as you start balancing that negative from positive energy, you'll begin to go into the next phase of, okay, this is what happened to me. This is what went down. This is now moving into a situation where you're now getting more understanding. As the understanding starts to come in, right? As you start to, dive deep within introspection and all this stuff, it starts to make sense. You get it. You see what happened. You see the things that put you in those positions, and it starts to make sense. You have to, and this is a big thing where if it doesn't make sense, you're not going to be able to start the healing process fully. You won't be able to start it because if not, and there's 5 stages of grief. All right. There's the denial, the anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. And acceptance is the main major important one, because when you get to acceptance is when a lot of things change. A whole lot of things change. There's a point of when a person has went from damaged to healed. and that healed being that acceptance. If you can look up, I think it's the Kubler Ross stages of grief, at least, and it explains through each phase. But when you start to realize what really happened to you, and went down, that's what that anger is going to be there. That anger is a necessary process within going through something. Bargaining, you're trying to, rationalize, well, maybe I could have did it this way. Maybe if I would have did this and they wouldn't have did that. That whole back and forth trying to bargain and rationalize the situation goes on, right? The more information you get about this, and I usually say about a year in for some, healing is you have to be an active participant in wanting to heal, number one. You have to be wanting to actually heal. Any resistance in it will leave you stagnant. It'll leave you in the perpetual state of wherever you are fixated on being. All right? But if you're going through the stages, you're going to start transitioning. All right? Then you go to depression. And depression, if you're finding yourself depressed, you're getting closer to the acceptance, because that's when you realize, like, man, this is really went down. There's nothing I can really do about it now. You know the old saying, you don't cry over spilled milk. And it is what it is at that point. And the depression is kind of leading you towards that accountability, right? Just really looking at the situation for what it was and understanding that you can't take back a lot of the things. It wasn't necessarily your fault, right? And through that, it's gonna, now I'm not gonna say it's not gonna hurt, because a lot of people, you want revenge and all this stuff goes on. But I can assure you, after a while, you won't even care. When you've really taken your life back and you're starting to move more into a positive energy field, a positive mentality field, you won't even care about that. It won't make a difference to you. You'll be indifferent to it. You won't care about it. And when you get to that point, you've reached the acceptance of a life experience that you had to go through as part of being amongst the living in life. There's going to be things and lessons that happen in life that's going to be that way, right? And when we get to that acceptance, if we've taken our lives back by the horn and we're in the driver's seat again, a lot of those angry, harsh feelings you had, they dissipate. They're not there no more. And that's the signs of knowing when you are healed, because you won't even care about the ex-narcissist. You won't even, the replaying, the ruminating, that'll be gone. People say, when will it get better? It does get better if you're doing the work. If you're actively really doing the work to heal and you really have an understanding, you're going to change. Your whole disposition is going to change. You won't give a care. You won't be, even people say, well, what if I'm co-parenting? That dissipates too. It dissipates. Positivity overtakes negativity if you have a lot of it. If you did the work, if you built on it. When you get to that point, a lot of things are going to change because you're going to be seeing with a different set of eyes. Your perspective's going to be different. You're not going to entertain certain people. The landscape of how, who you associate with, who you deal with, it's going to change. And oftentimes when people have went through stuff like that with a narcissist or something traumatic in that way, especially, these interpersonal relationships, or it could be family dynamics too. All of that change. If it's within family, you learn to love from a distance. You still love them, but you know how to protect yourself and love them from a distance. You won't even want to be around that negativity. Yeah, you'll stop entertaining. It just doesn't go hand in hand with healing because it doesn't allow you to be in that space of peace. You'll drift as far away from negativity as you possibly can and avoid it at all costs. Once you've healed and reached that point of peace that you're in, and you've reestablished that contact with peace and contentment, you'll avoid anything that's going to break that. You won't entertain it. And this is kind of a universal law, right? It's just a universal law that's out there. And at that point, you can think of the narcissist. It won't even bother you. You won't even be bothered by it. Should be like, okay, you've dealt with it. You've already went through the stages, and now you're at a point where I'm good. You can find happiness again, but before happiness, you have to have peace. And if you're at that point, I just got to be real with you. Even coming to listen to my videos or anybody else's that's, speaking on narcissism, it won't be necessary. It won't. You got to kind of think about this as like boot camp. Come in, you've seen, if you haven't been in the military or anything, you've seen the movies, and you see when new recruits are coming in. It's rough, right? That basic is rough. It's a total change. You're sleeping in barracks. You're not sleeping in, you go from sleeping in your bed in your room to being in barracks and having to share space with a bunch of people. And then, you graduate from basic boot camp and you start your AIT or, whatever your MOS is going to be in the military. You start getting trained on that. That's another process. Then after that, you get into what it is that you're gonna, what capacity you're gonna be in within that military installation. That's what you're gonna be, and you get assigned a unit and all of that. It's a lot of different things that's transitioning, and you can literally see the growth from someone who came in as a basic recruit, a private, until making, private first class, moving up the ranks. There's a maturity, there's a difference, and there's growth, right? In everything, there's growth. You go to college, you start out, you're a freshman. First year on college campus, everything is new. Everything is, it can be overwhelming. Second year as a sophomore, you kind of got the hang of it. It's starting to kind of, blend in with you. By the time you're a junior, you kind of got the hang of it. You're looking forward to being a senior so you can kind of get out there. By the time you're a senior, man, you've been there, done that, and it's like you're ready to move on from the university. These are just natural phases in life, but just in different areas of life. And it also applies to healing. After a while, for most of you, these videos are going to be irrelevant. And that's not a bad thing. That's the way it's supposed to be, because that means you're truly healed. You don't have to stay within the institution of this community to keep getting that information, because you've healed. You've moved on. It's not necessary. Now, there may be some refreshers you may encounter and you come back to refresh your mind. That's fine. But at the end of the day, you've managed to fully heal. You've taken to another level. You don't want to repeat the same thing. You're not paranoid. You're not thinking that everyone is out to get you or a narcissist or something like that. You understand what to do to protect yourself, and you understand and know what to do if you encounter that. You're in a healthy state. Healthy-minded people think, function totally different. They rationalize different. They're drawn to different things. Healthy people are drawn to healthy things. Anyway, that's all I have to say for this video. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, book a consultation if you want. And until next time, y'all have a good one.